Do you feel things changing rapidly in your relationship with your aging parents? Until recently, you were their child, even though you're an adult. And in what can feel like overnight, things have changed, and they are looking to you for the help and guidance that they used to provide. These changes in role reversals can be overwhelming, and you may not know where to find information and resources to assist you in helping them. I'm Tamara Berman.
And Amazi Martinez with Century 21 New Heritage.
And welcome back to our Caring for Elderly Parents Checklist series.
Today we have with us an incredible resource, Jennifer Prell, founder and president of Paxum.
Hey there, so glad to be here today, and I'm very excited to teach you a few things.
So Jennifer, will you share with us your advice on preparing a home for a life change?
Oh gosh, there's so many life changes, right? So everybody prepares for babies. That's easy, right? You get a crib, you get some toys, some formula maybe. That's easy. But when you get older and you're aging in place, it is not as easy because you don't really know what you need. You just know that you want to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things that you really want to do is declutter, like the number one thing. And I say it in every seminar if you ever see me present. It's always declutter, declutter, declutter. Oh no, by the way, what should you do? Declutter. Yeah. Get rid of the throw rugs. Throw rugs are death.
Yeah.
You should just call them death rugs because all people do is trip on them and now your life's changed completely. So declutter, get rid of your throw rugs, make sure you have really good lighting. Lighting is hugely important. Our eyes changed and I'm already in there. I need a lot of light to see anything, right? And imagine shuffling more. You know, you're not lifting your feet as much and then trying to get over a threshold. You don't think about those things either. So you have to make sure there's no lumps or bumps on the floor, no clutter on the floor, nothing on the stairs for God's sakes, unless you like to fall. And then, you know, make sure that you have safety in mind. Connect with your kids. So everybody has a smartphone, hopefully. Not all older adults do, but they can get a flip phone or they can get a life alert. They can get a wrist, a watch. They can get a necklace. So if something happens and they fall, it can automatically dial 911 or it can dial your children,
Right.
which is really nice.
We had hooked up for my parents an Alexa.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they could just ask it to call us.
Yes,
Mhm.
and that's perfect. Or the Apple Watch. The Apple Watch now also detects falls.
Wow.
There's
That's
some
awesome. Yeah, my uncle had a hard time with all the technology and all of that. So even, just calling out was difficult for him. So
That's why you
something
did
we could just do,
right.
the
append it.
button, that would be.
Well, you wouldn't even have to push it. Especially when you have cognitive impairment. As we age, we might lose our mind, or maybe we hit our head. What if you fall and hit your head? What do you do? Well, now your pendant, if it touches the floor or your wrist touches the floor, it automatically dials.
Wow.
So you don't have to remember to do that or be capacitated to do that, right? So it is nicer. Some other things maybe, it depends on your aging issues, right? So let's say your loved one has cognitive impairment, dementia, Alzheimer's, any of those things. The things you must do, turn off the gas to the stove, right? Or put childproof knobs on the front of the stove.
Idea.
Always get rid of all liquids that are hazardous, like no nail polish remover, no bleach, no chemicals, nothing in the house like that, because as you age and you have some cognitive impairment, you don't taste anymore. The only thing you can't taste is sweet.
Wow.
So that's why they eat a lot of sugar.
They do eat a lot of sugar, yes.
Because that's all they taste. And so you don't want those things in the house. They don't read anymore. They don't recognize a bleach label. So they think they're drinking water. And
oh my gosh.
yes, it's very hazardous.
Wow.
Other things, well, if someone has that severe cognitive issue, they can't be a home alone. You must bring in someone to help them. So if it's a loved one, if it's you, great, if you can do that. Otherwise, hire someone from an agency to come in and assist. Depending on where you live in the world, there are agencies that can help supplement costs on care at home. And then there's also veterans benefits that can also help supplement costs on a caregiver, professional caregiver, or the adult child who's giving up their job to take care of mom or dad. So there's money there to help with that, and that's hugely important. So if you have life changes at home that are that severe, make sure your loved one's safe. But in terms of the general public, like, regular folks like us that aren't cognitively impaired, not yet. I've got time.
Depends on who you ask.
Make sure that you wear shoes that are comfortable and safe, right? Everyone wants to look good, right? And that's a problem. You don't want to be wearing heels. Stick heels on an older adult is not good. You trip, you fall, you're in trouble.
Right.
Comfortable shoes, and your clothing. If you're getting arthritis in your hands, you're going to want to think about no buttons.
Right.
You can't do buttons.
Right.
Velcro's your friend. Get Velcro shoes, right?
Yeah.
You don't need a time or slip-ons.
Yeah.
Zippers are okay if you can still manage the zipper, but pullovers are good. And you know, that's why we pull up the pants. There's no zippers or buttons on the pants. Those are very hard when you have problems with your hands.
Yeah, my dad loved sweatpants. So.
I love sweatpants.
Yeah.
We call them yoga pants now.
Yoga pants, yes.
And
it's
and
funny
they're
'cause
fashionable.
some of the things that you're saying, I'm thinking back and I'm like, oh, yeah, you know.
Now I know why, you know,
Mhm.
certain things that we were noticing, it's like, you know, but no.
They're not
wow.
going to tell you.
No,
No.
no, definitely not.
No, so if your parents are shy and don't like to talk about their personal issues, you really need to watch them. Just sit down and listen to them and listen and look around, you know, objectively to the house. It might have been your childhood home, but now it's not, and it needs to be modified for the person who's living there. So maybe you need a lift chair up and down the stairs, or maybe the first floor should be a master. There should be a master on the first floor with a bathroom, a full bathroom.
Right.
And if not, there's some real estate agents I know that can help you. Right?
And stairs, you know, stairs are just, they just can't do, yeah, my parents at the end there, they just could not do stairs at all.
Well, stairs, you know, when you, like, I'm 52, thank you very much, I'm old. I can't do stairs. My knees are shot, so I'm looking for a ranch. I need something that's safer, but, you know, 50, 60, 70, 80, everyone's different in aging.
Right.
I have 50 and bad knees, but there are people in the 80s and 90s who still have good knees.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Right, it just depends on who you are.
Mhm.
And age is just a number, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't
Exactly.
define you. So you just want to make sure that everything is copacetic. Other things that you want to make sure, if someone is living alone at home, is there's neighbors that are well aware that this person's at home alone to watch out for
Yes.
them
Mhm.
and make sure they're safe.
We actually had a neighbor call me one evening. My mom had gone into a nursing home and my dad had been caring for her. And it was the last time that she went in, and he just wasn't doing well with the realization that this time he wouldn't be springing her out. And so we had a really kind neighbor, and she had our phone numbers, my sister's and mine. And one night she called me, and it was like 8 o'clock at night, and she said, your dad's light always comes on in his bedroom at, like, you know, by this time every night, and it's not on.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
And it's just
And-
like, thank God for nosy neighbors
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
know,
she
it's
was
like
watching
this
over
watching
him because she
over
knew
him,
he was
yes.
struggling. And so I called and no answer. And I went over, and then I didn't answer, went in with my key, and sure enough, he had fallen, and he
Oh, thank God for
could
those.
not get up. As
You
they
know,
said.
I think we wrote an article about nosy neighbors. Nosy neighbors are great neighbors.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah, what a resource.
I love nosy neighbors, and the neighborhood watch, they're great because everybody's watching out for everybody, especially in the communities. I mean,
And it was a
we have great
55 and over
communities.
community, so
Yeah.
they really do look out for each other, and
And
they
they
know you know, she's super active. She's probably the same age as my dad, but she's out mowing her lawn, and you know, she's just super active. Whereas he physically was, you know, he would appear to be 20 years older than her, you know,
Right.
physically.
Because
so,
age is a number.
it is
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Another thing you want to think about when you age is comfortable furniture that is supportive, right? So couches, you need arms on couches so you can get up.
Yeah.
And they need to be firm. If they're too soft, you can't get up. There's no way you're going to get your butt off that couch.
Yes.
There's no way. And all your furniture should have arms. Your
Okay.
chair should have arms.
Mhm.
The couches, your bed should be closer to the floor versus the tall beds. People love those tall beds.
Mhm.
They're not good when you're older. They're hard to get out, and then if you fall out, you can hit your head.
Right.
And, you know,
Break a hip.
Yep.
Mhm.
You do not want to do any of that. Those are some key points. Other things that you might want to think of are levers for the faucets versus knobs, right?
Oh, okay.
Because it's harder to spin versus
Right.
just push up and down.
Mhm.
Same with door handles. Levers versus knobs. Knobs are bad.
Mhm.
Bad. I don't like knobs.
Right.
Right? Try doing that with arthritis.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So here's a story. I know you want another one. I got carpal tunnel surgery.
So do I. I have carpal tunnel in my thumb.
Oh, it's terrible. So I
It's
had
awful.
surgery on both hands at the same time.
Oh.
And you know, you're supposed to use them, so I did all the exercises, but I had to let the dog out because no one's home. And it is a lever, but try pushing a lever with a hand that you can't really use, right? Oh my gosh, that was the worst. That was the worst. And it wasn't a turn knob. If it was a turn knob, I'd be like, nope, you're going to have to go to the bathroom in the house 'cause it's not happening.
So you had a new appreciation for
lovers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Things that other people are experiencing.
Exactly. One more tip is when you have hot water in the house, which hopefully everybody does, you don't want it as hot as normal.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You want to turn it down a
I can
little
see.
so it's not scalding,
Mhm.
so that if someone can't detect the heat, they're not burning their hands, right?
Mhm.
So that's
Right.
another thing you can do. There's thousands of tips.
Wow.
We do try to put tips on our blog on paxum.com
Oh.
and on our Facebook page when we have time. So if there is anybody out there who wants tips, we always post tips there. So join our Facebook page or check us out on paxum.com.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jennifer, for all the useful tips and ideas that you've shared with us. We really appreciate it. We appreciate everything that Paxum and ElderWorks is doing for the seniors in our community and for the people that love them and are trying to help them.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We love our seniors. They're our favorite. We like you too, but we love us.